hope you are all well. So we're now in spring and autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. What a time we've all been in. There's so much transmutation, my favorite word, as you all know, occurring. And this is just the way of life for all of us. As we move through this time of September, there is a lot of restructuring going on in the energetic field of a lot of consciousness. The portals of change have been, and it will be heightened in the next 2 weeks, been going through our timelines. Our timeline of the past, of other realities, parallel, alternate, past lives, all aspects of our timelines. These portals of change are moving through these spaces. And when it does, it is fast, it is a vibration that comes in and shakes things up and dislodges a lot of residue of heaviness and density across the timeline. So that's why many of us might feel this strange space of a weird deja vu, a recall, a recollection, can't speak at the moment this morning, but a recall of certain events or times in the past, or feelings of other realities. That's why I call it a strange deja vu. Other realities that are in our energy field, connected to yourself, that are in our energy field, that have been brought up or activated. This is part of that process of shifting, releasing, and healing timeline events, not only in this lifetime, but many lifetimes, and also quite strongly in our lineage, in our genetics. And that is occurring. So it's like what I was shown, it's like that these energies, these portals of change are coming through and healing, transmuting different aspects, events, embodiments from our past lives and other realities. And some of that transmutation is connected to completion. And when that occurs, what happens is our probable future, our stepping into the unknown, becomes more expansive, more in a vibration of light, of moving into a new way according to you. So putting it simply, these energies that we've been in, especially in the last 2 weeks, and will continue for the next 2 weeks quite strongly. So imagine there are these portals around you, okay, because there is, and the energies coming through are moving through your system, through the library of your beingness, and getting rid of, transmuting and releasing and healing energies, residue of density, of frequency connected to disempowerment, to lack, to interferences along all timelines, that's what's occurring. So it's moving it through. And for some, this can bring up symptoms of being whacked around quite often, because it's a lot for our being here to go through, because it is a big excavation, bringing up, transmuting, releasing, healing, dissolving, shifting. That's what's happening. Not only to do with now, but across all timelines. That's what we're going through. So as this is happening, there is a lot of frequencies and a lot of vibrations being moved around your head centers, your throat, your chest, thymus, making a clear path to access the true nature of your heart. So the energy from your heart center can move like clear water through the inlets of your thymus, chest, throat, third eye, head centers. That's why there is a lot of stuff around at the moment. So some people might be having some heavy duty times around the flu, cold, chest, viral stuff happening, because there's this deep shift and there's this deep movement happening in your system. This is all part of the evolution, the ascension process of you. And there are always going to be different levels to this, different passages that we must go through. Because look at it this way, we've been in a consciousness, a very old consciousness of separation, of disconnection, and what we are moving into is connection, belonging, heart, the love, the sacred heart. So these feelings and experiences and the stuff we're going through is all about that. And there are different levels to this process. In the old days, we would use the word initiation. So at the moment, there is a clearing out of the old programs around this space, this area, this energy, the old programs. And so it can be hard going at the moment, because some of those beliefs, realities, lives across the timeline are being brought up to be transmuted, to be shifted out, and it does cause on a certain level, a need for a renegotiation, a reset in the system. So these different embodiments or these different aspects of ourselves that are in alignment and connected to our higher light, to our divine truth, are ready to come through, which is really, it's all within you, but we just use this term for a better descriptive understanding. So to come through, but it's within you, to come through and co-create in this very intricate dance we're all learning during this time. It is important that in this time we move into the habit of activating the energy of discernment, consciously putting boundaries up and bringing the energies of protection. This is not because you are in danger or that you are not safe. It's got nothing to do with that. Bringing in the energy of discernment is a high form of protection. And that is because there is so much moving around us. There is so much releases occurring in many spaces and around many people. Because of the timelines being transmuted, not only within us individually, but it's also happening collectively. There is a lot of doorways open. So, how do I describe this? It's like there are times throughout your day that you are moving through these portals, these timeline portals that might have connections to other lifetimes. So you could be out and about, and energetically, when these portals are activated, you being out and about might be activating a certain frequency and vibration because you're going through this shifting, this transmutation that is frequency to a certain timeline, not only in a past life incarnation or past in this lifetime, but alternate and parallel realities. Because remember, we're in a quantum field of all that is. Then you might suddenly, unbeknownst to you, have an unusual experience, but it's actually got nothing to do with now. It's got to do with another time that has been brought up, and there's this alignment with that collective consciousness, that play. So having this discernment, which is being grounded, being aware of your space and what and where you're moving through, is really important. Using protection exercises, white lighting, energetic sprays, or even just holding that space, that you are in your own embodiment, that you are not in judgment, but you are in your own space, is really important. The best way to quickly describe this, I'll just share an experience with you. I recently went out. And I had an encounter with someone, a stranger, out in public. Now, afterwards, I realized, because when I was speaking to this person, I was very clear and very aware of their energy and their intentions. Afterwards, when it all unfolded, I realized that interaction for me was definitely grounded in a past life interaction. And it was a time around the 16th century. And I just knew this because afterwards I saw and felt, and then my spirit team started to explain that in this time, many of us are bumping into other timelines. And we're bumping into this timeline because there is a transmutation, portals of change that is occurring throughout our energetic history. And they could be really short moments, but all it's doing is it's bringing it up now, because that's the passage we're in, because we're walking through these passages and so much is being transmuted. So we don't have to be in these passages for a very long time. Just being aware that this is occurring will help you greatly. So if you're feeling odd when you're in certain areas, listen to your intuition. Okay, that is another thing I want to share. Listen to your knowing. Okay, when to be and when to move. Because sometimes we don't have to have certain interactions. We can be in that vicinity, when you're in a certain place and it feels a bit odd, and we can be in that vicinity and it feels a bit odd, move on. Because the energies I'm talking about is occurring. It's occurring whether you do something or not, because we're moving through those passages. And this is causing a lot of unusual activity in the collective, in the mass consciousness. So when you're out and about, be aware that's happening. What I'm talking about is occurring for everybody. You are aware, you're very much plugged into that knowledge and knowing of the light, of quantum healing, of super consciousness. So know that it's happening to all of us, but you're aware of the dynamics of energy and the spirit realm. So being aware of this is going to assist you. It's going to assist you transmute quicker, discern, and listen to your knowing, to your intuition. Don't second guess yourself. We are in this rapid change. Whether you are aware of it or not, these are the energies that are happening in the background, in the foreground, and in your peripheral. Thank you. Have an incredible week, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.